24/7, and I hope you're all good. So, Manchester City 2, Newcastle United 0 in what is now 1 win in 8, I think, for Newcastle. Obviously going down to the Etihad yesterday, I wasn't expecting anything more than a defeat because obviously off the back of a cup final and the recent form that we've been in, going to Man City in any type of form is a difficult place to go. But the way we've been playing at the minute, I thought Man City would have a bit too much for it. And to be honest, I thought in the terms of general play, barring the final third, which I'll get on to in a bit, but barring that, I thought we're actually a match for Man City. I thought we played well. We got high turnovers like we've been doing all season, and we looked very much more like ourselves. The one difference, though, and I think we've been kind of shown this over the past couple of weeks off good teams, is that they don't need many chances to pull in front. Man City at home, we played bad for 10 minutes. They scored 2 goals to get back to 3-3. Liverpool, although they're not having the greatest of seasons, they had 2 chances. They scored 2 goals. And Man City yesterday had 2 good chances, scored 2 goals. Foden gets past Burn quite easily, and then gets a little lucky deflection, yes, but he earned his luck with the run, I think. And then Bernardo Silva comes on and obviously puts Wood at the sword. But at the top level, you have small margins, and them small margins for us has not been able to take with chances. We did have a couple of good chances yesterday. Wilson completely missed the ball, which is unlike him. Joe Linton had a sitter, which he missed the ball. We had another chance through Anthony Gordon, who fell over the ball. It's just not falling for at the minute, but you cannot ridicule the lack of luck when it comes to the final third, because I think it's the 10th game this season in which Newcastle's failed to score in. That's in all competitions, mind you, but the point still stands. Like, how many games Newcastle played this season? Coming on to 30. Coming on to 30 games this season, and in 10 of them will fail to score a goal. 1/3, one every three. A top 5 side doesn't do that, where they fail to score goals. The top sides will score just about every game. And it'll be like a case of 1 in 10 or 1 in 20 where they fail to score in a game. It's really frustrating because obviously it is a theme this season, and I don't want to be too negative because I think the first full season under new ownership and under Eddie Howe, first full season, like, we've got to a cup final and we're currently in the top 6, which is amazing. Like, it's absolutely brilliant, and I think the standards set at the start of the season were so high, we're struggling to hit them now, and it's frustrating that we can't score goals, but I do have full faith in the team to be able to start scoring goals, because I look at the bench and I see obviously Wilson hasn't been playing well and he got a start. But looking at the bench, you've got Isak, who I think should be starting, Willock, who I think should be starting, and you've got these attacking players, and Maxi as well. You've got these attacking players that arguably should be starting games. They're a bit more direct. They're a bit more. They're they're a bit like they've got that bit of quality. Like, and no offense to Longstaff or Wilson or anyone like that, but obviously the upgrades on those positions. Um, I don't know what's happened with Wilson just since the World Cup. He hasn't been the same, has he? He scored 1 goal, 1 assist, but I don't know. He just doesn't look the same. I think he needs a break. I think there's a couple of them that could do with being dropped. I think Dan Burn looks so hot off the handle at the minute. Any little thing in a game and he seems to be lashing out at people. Again, he did that yesterday. He did it at Wembley where he kicked a microphone stand. A couple of weeks ago at Liverpool, he was in amongst it as well. And I do like that bit of grit, but when it's so needless at times, like, he doesn't need to do that. And I love Dan Burn, don't get us wrong. These are players I genuinely like, and it's unusual having players that have done amazing for it and calling for them to be dropped. It's not necessarily them. You could put Longstaff, Almiron, um, Joe Linton, Burn, Trippier all into this bracket where we just seem to be where teams have figured what out and we need to change it up in some way, even if it means starting Gordon, Isak playing a different formation like a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2, which was effective against Fulham. Just something a little bit different because I feel like going forward we just seem to have been found out a little bit in the back end of last season where we were so clinical in front of goal. We need to get that edge back because failure to do so, we're going to slide down the league and teams are catching one. And like Europa League would be unbelievable this season. I think at the start of the season I would have been happy with top 10 and maybe a cup run if we could. We've made a final and we're in the top 6 currently. So it's just a case of having something to build on for next season and hopefully being in Europe. And looking at the way the domestic cups are this season, if one of the Manchester clubs go on to win the FA Cup, as low as ninth could get European football next season. So there is a good chance we can do it, but we've just got to find some kind of form. And I think the formation that we're currently playing has been found out because in games where we're playing as the better side, we're failing to break teams down, and as in the tight games, we're not clinical enough to put them to the sword, but they have been, and I think that's been the difference. Like we've scored 3 goals in 7 games. That needs to improve. Like we just need to show that bit more of a clinical edge, and I think we need to do that by being a little bit different. Obviously, bringing the likes of Gordon in, and giving him a run of games in the team. Isak giving him a run of games from the start. Maybe starting Willock over Longstaff so you get more of a drive and run into the box. But yeah, it's a weird one because this time, obviously, the start of last season we couldn't do anything right, but we're doing a lot of things right, and I think the defense was fantastic yesterday. I've never seen us limit Man City to so little chances, which was fantastic. It's mad because they've had very few opportunities against Newcastle this season in both games, and they still managed to just put 5 past it. It just shows how good and how clinical this Man City side is. Um, so it's testament to them really, like how cutthroat they can actually be. And despite us defending well against them, the fact still is they've scored 5 past with this season. Um, and it's just I think we just need that bit. If there's something we can take from Man City, other than Haaland and probably Bernardo Silva, is that ruthlessness in front of goal. They don't miss much, and if they do, it's a shock. Like just need a couple of changes in the side. Hopefully next week, even if you change it to a 4-2-3-1, it's not that much of a difference in terms of shape. Um, and maybe start Isak as well because I don't think Wilson has been the same player. Or even if Eddie Howe has to persist with Wilson, play 4-4-2, just something a little bit different to keep the opposition on their toes because I feel like we've been found out. But yeah, in terms of yesterday, in terms of performance, barring the final third, which was a massive concern and has been for me for a couple of months now. Barring that, I thought we played well, plenty to build on. But next week's a huge, huge game. Wolves, who turned over Tottenham yesterday, fingers crossed we can put them to the sword, unlike Tottenham. So yeah, that's it from me. Big game next week. I'll be with you for that one. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get a win and start looking up the table instead of behind. Because I know Brighton, Liverpool, Fulham are on my toes at the minute, so we need to pick up at the right time and fingers crossed we can get there. But if you like the video, drop a like. If you want to subscribe, please do so. The YouTube channel's been doing amazing recently, and obviously with our partnership deal with Rocket as well recently as well. Uh, everything seems to be going very well on Magpie 24/7. So massive thank you to everybody who tweets were or comments on my Facebook or comments on my Instagram, TikTok, or comments on YouTube or whatever it may be. It's a massive thank you. Me and Paul really appreciate it. To hit the heights that we'll have over the past like couple of weeks and couple of months and even the past couple of years has been absolutely amazing. So massive thank you. And yeah, get your comments in. Let us know how you feel about the game yesterday, and what formation would you go with? Because yeah, it does seem to be a bit of an issue, the current formation. Would you look to change it? Would you persist? Let us know how you feel. Oh, by the way, I'll end on a positive and say Jamal Lascelles was absolutely fucking brilliant yesterday. Surprised he started. Happy he played. Very good. I always try and end the videos on a positive. So yeah, leave a like, all that stuff, and yeah, catch you on the next one, everyone. See you later. Bye. Joe!